Welcome back to Ballers World Live. This is your host, James. I'm just playing with y'all. Welcome back to Ballers World Live. I couldn't hear myself for a second, but now I can. And today we have another great special guest with us. He's been called USC Swiss Army Knife. Sophomore phenom.
Like, damn, you really brought that up.
Yeah, I mean, he's a hooper.
Like,
I watched the
Google
highlights,
research.
brother. I don't watch the highlights. He's back this season with the rest of the team, and they're gonna be crazy this year. I'm not gonna lie. Danthony Melton, man, welcome to Ballers World, brother.
Thank you.
How do you feel him bringing up those names?
I've been called that a lot, so it's second nature to me now. I love the name, so
you just embrace it at this point.
yeah. At
You're
this
versatile,
point.
man. It means you got scissors, you got knives, you got nail files and spoons and shit.
All right, so you just got back from trying out with the USA national team, correct? What was that experience like for you?
Colorado if anyone's been there, the altitude was ridiculous. Like one up and down, I was like gasping for air.
Felt like breathing through a straw, huh?
Yeah, I just like I don't know. I couldn't really breathe, but it was really fun. Met a lot of great guys up there. Calipari was one of the main coaches there, so we got to hear some of the stuff from him. The food, it could be a little bit better, but can't ask for too much up there. So it was just nice to be a part of it, to say I tried out for the team.
Nice.
Man, that's incredible. And you just got invited to the Adidas camp, so congratulations on that.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Now, I have to ask you a question. So I kind of freelanced a little bit with Pac-12, so I was at the Pac-12 tournament. So you were part of that huge almost 14-point comeback against UCLA.
Yeah.
What was it like for you to guard Lonzo Ball and now seeing him, go number 2 in the draft? What was that like?
It's kind of like crazy to think about because I guarded Markel Fultz also.
Yeah. Right.
He's the #1 pick, and Lonzo. So I feel like I held my own against those two, and to think that's the #1 and #2 pick. So it's kind of feels good to think about and to like kind of look back at it and like when other people bring it up, it's like wow, like it's really like a blessing, and to like hopefully next year I could be kind of talked about in the same like conversation.
Not hopefully.
You
will.
will. Come on, we
yeah,
did our
yeah.
Google
Bro,
research.
understand
We know.
something. As a freshman as a freshman guard, you're averaging a block and a half or something like that a game. Like you were just beating stuff off the class and
LeBron
slapping
James.
shots around, man. Like there's not a lot of players that go both ways that are as versatile as like that. Like Swiss Army Knife is a great nickname,
Yeah.
man. It
Yeah.
really does fit
Definitely.
your game.
Yeah. I think you're right. I mean, as far as your athleticism, that's what makes you the player you are. I think y'all should, as LeVar Ball says, speak it into existence. It's not hope. Next year you're putting the work and the time. And so the question I have for you, you've completed your freshman year. What are some of the things that you learned playing at USC, going against top-level talent? You're here in Los Angeles, so you're competing against the top Pac-12 schools, the UCLAs, the Stanfords. I can go on and on. What have you learned from last year coming into this year?
I think just like some of the greats is like being consistent
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of guys are just like streaky shooters or like volume players. But I think the main thing is just like being consistent because even as a freshman, I went through a little slump. But
Correct.
if I can kind of take that slump out and just elevate my game even more, then it's just like,
What was some of the when you say you went through a slump? What was the slump that you had to work yourself through and get through as a freshman?
just because when you get to like the second half of the season, like all the other teams have seen you like once or twice already, so like they've
So
scouted
they're prepared.
you.
They're scouted you. They know your
And they've
weaknesses.
seen you play and like they know your tendencies. So it's just like kind of you want to mix it up and
Yeah.
just like not do the same thing twice because everyone knows what you want to do. So just like kind of get out of your comfort zone and like have confidence in it.
Correct. What's been your focal point coming into this year in the offseason as you begin to work and prepare for next season?
Just my shooting.
Yeah.
Just make sure I can be able to shoot it because towards like the certain half of the season, people just kind of like started sagging off. So like I got to make sure just like
Hand down, man down.
yeah, it's all over if they sag off. Kind of like I don't want to say like it's kind of like Steph Curry. You see how like a lot of people have to pressure up him so much
Right.
on him, so like he's able to get to the basket easier.
Absolutely. Extend the defense out a
Yeah.
little bit.
So with my athleticism and like they pressure up, I'll be able to go by guys. Then it's like it's all over if I,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Oh,
If
yeah,
I- if I get to the rim.
And the great thing about developing a really solid shot when guys put their hand down is that then on defense, now you going to average 4 blocks a game because now they're tired too because they got to guard
Yeah.
you all the way out there, they got to guard you at 40 feet because you might just take one step and bow on them. So absolutely, man. And so with that, with your training and your workouts, you're playing under Jason Hart, Tony Bland. These are like Cali, greats who are now coaching over there. How is that? Like, I'm sure they got you're Cali. You're from California yourself, right? How is that playing under them? And
it's interesting. They're funny. Just found out they used to call Tony Pretty Tony, so I'm about to get on him about that.
Pretty Tony.
Jay Hart, he always has something wild to say. Like, we never know we're gonna get out of him, but he's a great coach. Some of the stuff he says just like it just won't even relate to basketball. Like, his analogies just won't relate, but like it's just like funny to hear it, and like he always gets us pumped up, and especially him being from like LA, kind of like brings that swagger that some teams may not have, and kind of brings like the fight and dog out of us.
Yeah. And you guys got your whole team coming back, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be. You guys gonna have some fun this year.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a little scary for the teams.
So for UCLA, it's gonna be a little scary. Is that what you're
saying? I mean, whoever they bring in, all I know is I can speak for ourselves.
Well, see, I have obviously some family play at UCLA, and I was there for a little bit. So how does it feel to be number 2, to be a silver medalist in your city? What is that like?
He had to go there.
What's that like? How you feeling about that?
I don't know, because I don't go to UCLA, so I wouldn't know. But to be the best in LA, it feels good. It feels good.
All right.
Who are some of the players you look forward to competing against in the Pac-12 every season?
I look forward to competing against everybody, honestly.
There's no one individual player that just gets you up like, hey, I love playing this guy. There has to be one player you love going against.
Nah.
No?
I love to compete, and I take like defense personal. Because especially I don't want to be on nobody's mixtape, nobody's nobody's draft mixtape. So it's just personal to me. If I can stop the person, get them frustrated, it helps everybody out.
How important is it to you to be a two-way player? You talk about playing defense, and I hear you saying you're going to be, coming into this season, your emphasis is focusing on working on your shot. How important to you is it to be a two-way player in a game where that's very rare at the college and pro level?
I think it's just as more of just honor to my name. It's just how much can I provide to a team?
Correct.
And I think that's big, especially in the NBA today.
Yeah.
You got Kawhi, Jimmy Butler, Giannis, who's starting to come up as a star.
Yeah.
So LeBron, of course. So you got these players that are great two-way players, and see how valuable they are to their team.
Correct.
And to their GM. So I think that's what I try to do also.
Okay. Well, we got to go to break. We got a few bills to pay. When we come back, we'll be back here with Danthony and his sister Destiny to talk a little bit more about their foundation. And DJ Mr. E's going to take us out on the ones and twos. We'll be right back.
This is how we do it.